Hello YouTube, I hope you're doing okay. My name is Steve. Today, after got a bit of a hiatus, if that's the word, I'm not going to lie to you, it has been a while. Um, I'm not going to get into specifics of why I've not done a YouTube video for, God, I don't even know how long now. It has been a while. But yeah, I'm back. I just wanted to do a YouTube video for you guys on a few, a few knives that are already kind of well covered. So these are the Spyderco slipjoint series of knives. There are quite a few. This obviously isn't all of them, but I did want to do a video, kind of share some thoughts, some feelings. It's not going to be mega in depth. I feel like I've only done 2 YouTube videos. I've not done one for a while, like I was saying. But I do have a habit of kind of going into detail and kind of digressing and things. With these knives, there are enough videos, there's enough information, there's enough out there that I don't feel like I need to particularly go into detail with each knife. This is more just a little bit of a comparison. And also as well, just so people can see the sizes and the kind of the colours and a few different comparisons of different things with them. So yeah, I'll kind of get straight into it with the oldest one. So this is the G10 Spyderco UKPK. I want to say it's one of the first ones that came out. Don't know if you can see that there. There we go. So this is with Spyderco CPM S30V. Full flat grind and probably one of my favourite looking knives, to be honest. Mainly just with the G10 scales. I do really think it's really nice. I do really like G10. I'll share some thoughts on that with this knife in particular shortly. But yeah, really like this knife. This is one of my oldest knives. I've had this for, God, years now. Discontinued. You can tell it's old with the finger choil not having any kind of jimping at all, which at the time I remember saying I don't know why they've not added jimping there. I feel that's, do you know what I mean? It's almost made for it. But yeah, that was then rectified, shall we say. In fact, I'm going to move this down a little bit. Let's get these on there, then we can move this down. There we go. So yeah, some of the things that I didn't particularly like with this were rectified with this model here. So again, this is the UKPK. This is the LC200N steel. Don't know if you can see that. There you go. So this is part of the Spyderco Salt series, and essentially it won't rust. I believe it has no carbon in it at all. Similar to the what steel is it now? The Salt 2 steel that they do. I think it's the Salt 2 that they do. But yeah, that's this. So basically it's just a non-rusting version of this knife. But again, one thing I do like that they rectified was adding the jimping in there into the finger choil. For this, I actually don't mind the green FRN handles. I like it in contrast with the black hardware. So for the pocket knife and the screws, this is probably my favourite knife. I think for me, just having that kind of inability to rust is a key feature. I do have naturally quite sweaty hands, so I do try and keep my knives as dry as possible, as weird as that all kind of sounds. But I think it's just, for me, it's just something you don't have to consider. You know, it's something that's kind of out of sight, out of mind. You don't have to worry about it, so I really like that aspect of it. So yeah, that's that there. Again, that's just 2 UKPKs sitting side by side. So kind of where I wanted to do the comparison was with these other 2 knives, obviously different size. So I just kind of feel like that helps. Following on from the UKPKs, I'll talk about the Spyderco Squeak. Urban, sorry, there we go. So with this knife, it's just a little bit smaller than the UKPK, which of course is completely fine, has the purposes, ideal, all good with me. I know they do a few different versions of this, but I did want G10. When I thought of G10, I was expecting more kind of this kind of G10. I don't know if you can see, but it's really smooth, really nice. Doesn't have any kind of shine that I feel that FRN does, FRN handles. But yeah, the G10 on this is really smooth, really kind of crisp, I want to say. Consistent throughout. But yeah, this is the Henny Haynes Red exclusive. I feel like this is no longer. I think like this is discontinued now. This version of the Urban. But yeah, it was mainly for the Red G10 handles. I was expecting something of this kind of texture and feel, but this is just far too aggressive for me. It is a bit of a pocket chewer, meaning when you are taking it in and out, it does kind of grab, pull, tear a little bit at your pocket. Tear is probably a bit of a dramatic word. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going through trousers like it's nothing. But yeah, it just kind of, it is a bit too aggressive for my tastes, really. There we go. Love the colour on it though. Really like this this red colour. I think it's doing quite good justice there. But again, CPM S90V, this one, so a little bit different from the previous. But yeah, can't really complain too much with it. Again, it's just kind of the scales for me, just how aggressive the G10 is. It's a bit much for me, but in terms of sizing, I can't complain at all with this knife. I do really like it, to be honest. But yeah, it is a bit of a funny one. You know, you kind of do get that kind of, I want to say, middle child kind of syndrome, something like that. You know, you've got your big UKPK, say big, but you know, comparatively bigger UKPK, and then that kind of takes us nicely onto the Squeak, which is the smallest of the series. So the Urban just works straight in the middle there. Excuse me. And then you do have the Squeak, which is obviously, like I said, it's the smallest. You do really feel how small this is when it's in hand. I can just about get my little pinky finger on the end there to really nestle it in, really get up there with that finger choil. But yeah, just wanted to do a bit of a comparison. This is obviously the smallest in the series. I can compare it there to the Urban. There is obviously a little bit of a size comparison. The blade shape for me on this, obviously it is smaller. It does look a little bit more chody, for lack of a better word. You know, smaller and kind of fatter and things, which I don't particularly mind. I do feel like the Urban does have the nicest blade shape in terms of these. The UKPK is obviously nice, kind of long, and is that the word I'm looking for? Sleekest. There we go. But I do really like the blade shape of the Urban. Probably my favourite in terms of blade shape. I think that's doing it quite well there, showing the two, kind of a bit of a comparison. The overall length is, you know, it obviously does get bigger and bigger. But yeah, it's just kind of whatever kind of size you want, really. Just kind of want to do a bit of a video comparing them all. So there you go. Just in terms of the Squeak, it does have a different blade still. Don't know if you can see that. So that's N690CO. To be honest, I don't really know much about the blade steel at all. I feel like it is a bit of a niche one, but I'm no steel expert. I know some people really get into it. This is with FRN handles as well. Again, you can kind of see there the comparison. I feel like it is quite shiny FRN. You can really see it on the black. Just in terms of comparison, when it comes to G10, it is a lot more kind of, what would you say, a bit of more of a matte finish. Doesn't reflect as much. Again, this is really showing off here kind of how deep and textured this G10 is. Let's quickly compare it there. It's a lot more coarse. So there you go. But yeah, I'm thinking if there's any other additions I would like to this series. I know there's another one in the works. I can't remember the exact name, sorry, of that knife. I think it's one that slips in between the Urban and the UKPK. I don't really have much of a purpose for that, to be honest. I'll probably pick it up just to support the series. because I do think it is nice to support the slip joints, just from a UK perspective. So yeah, I probably will be getting one. Well, there is no real kind of need for one, I don't believe. I would like one of the yellow salt series for UKPK, or any other of these, to be honest. There is a yellow salt S2, S2, I believe the steel's called. S2 steel UKPK with the full serrations. I would like one of them, but I'm not running to the shops for one, if you know what I mean. It's not my priority at the minute, to be honest, but it does look nice. So if I was going to get one, it'd probably be one of them. Or if any of these other knives came out in the in a similar rust-resistant steel, I would like that. Let's get them all open there for the final shot. But yeah, there you go. Just wanted to kind of keep this one brief, do a little bit of a video covering these 4 knives, specifically the 3 models, but you know. But yeah, I hope that's okay in terms of YouTube videos, just covering the basics of these 3. I'm just kind of showing the size a little bit. You can see the UKPK and the Squeak. But I do feel like these 2 specifically are a nice little dynamic duo. There's definitely enough between the 2 that you're going to get value from both in terms of a bit of a bigger blade length and then obviously a smaller blade length there. But it just so happens to be that the Urban kind of fits in the middle there nicely. But yeah, thank you very much, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in a bit.